So since the Siege Invitational is coming soon, hopefully, I decided to take a look at all the teams that qualified and rate them. Let's start with the NA teams. So, TSM, after winning the November Major, you guys seem to be one of the most favorited teams to win SI. At least from what the Bolo comments have told me. You guys get an 8 out of 10. Now, SSG made it to the finals but couldn't win. Foltz has finally proven to be one of NA's top tier players, but if Canadian can't perform, I don't see them making it very far. 6 out of 10. Dark Zero, Prejudice is online. 7 out of 10. Oxygen, being one of the top 4 teams in NA obviously isn't easy to do. To have a chance at making it far in SI, Biologic needs to have the same performance he had in November, and not the August Major. 5 out of 10. And finally, Altiora. Is that how you say it?
Altiora.
After they beat Beast Coast, they finally showed that they could seriously be an underdog. I don't expect much from them, but I'm happy Canada finally got a spot in SI. 4 out of 10. Okay, now moving on to APAC. Giants. One of the best teams in APAC, proving that they can beat the best by beating Cloud9, but then completely losing to them 2 months later. 7 out of 10. Cloud9. 9 out of 10. Now, Wildcard, I've heard that they're a good team in their region, but I don't really know much about them. But I'm praying for the Aussies. 3 out of 10. Cyclops. I'm not really sure how the SI format's going to work, but I'm pretty sure if you throw the match, you're going to get eliminated. 5 out of 10. Now, the most slept on region, Latin America. We're going to start with FaZe Clan. As a whole, FaZe hasn't really done that well in Siege at all. They lost 0-3 in the finals, and I'm not really expecting much here from them. 4 out of 10. NIP has made it far in recent tournaments and majors, but have only won 1, which was in August against FaZe. Hopefully they can keep making it up into the top 4. A 6 out of 10. Furia, one of the new Siege teams, so we don't really know much about them. They've made it really high in their recent matches. Really excited to see what they can do. 5 out of 10. Now let's move on to the biggest, and apparently the best, region in Siege, Europe. Okay, so I'll start with BDS. Otherwise known as the Penguin Killers, they're coming off an embarrassing loss against Team Empire in November. But in every other game in a November major, they played extremely well. 4 to 4. Team Empire, one of the best EU teams. I see them going far in SI. 9 out of 10. Virtus.pro, after making it in the exact same placement in the league and the major, they seem content with what they can get. 6 out of 10. They're one of the best Cinderella runs since Penta. Makers, who just won 2 huge games, first against Navi, then against Tempera. They are truly an underdog story. Let's just hope they can keep it up. 6 out of 10. Now for the team I support, G2. After not qualifying for the November Major and throwing a 2-0 lead on BDS really hurt to watch, but I have hopes that they can win. 7 out of 10. And now let's have a moment of silence for the teams that we've lost on the road to SI. And finally, representing the world, Team Supersonics, the most favorite team to win SI. 10 out of 10.